Hello. I thought this week, because we did cottages last week, I thought we'd stick with that type of theme and the way of doing structures. So this week we're going to look at drawing lighthouses. And the reason being for this is, one, you can go from simple to complex, but also you could put the boat that you learned to draw in there as well. So I'm being a bit clever this week. Now, remember, we need our secondary sources, we need our subject matter, and I've got a few here to show you. That's the same, but that one's got the red on if you want to add a bit of colour this time. It's got some colouring pencils. We have got a more complex one. You see there how it's got the boat, which you mentioned. You could put your little boat on there. And it also looks at the structure and looks at perspective. So you can get some more background in doing that again. More experience. We have the simple. So if you want to start off with this stage where you're just putting some simple lines there, looking at the structure, how it forms, how the circle forms around it. Again, we've got a little sailing boat on the water there. And then we have this one, which is quite similar in its appearance to this one, I think so. You can see there how on this one, it's all in a row, even though it's sort of a bit higgledy-piggledy because it's an old building. I quite like that one. If you're not careful with this one, because this is jutting out and coming towards us, if you don't get your angles right on that, it could appear to be a bit of a mismatch. I mean, this isn't bob on in my opinion. So I think what we'll do is we'll let you get your print-offs or your book, whatever resource you want to use in front, and we'll come back and we'll make a start. Now, all you need is a few pencils. If you're doing something like this, a shading pencil and a drawing pencil, an eraser to bring some light source in there would help, and possibly I would say a ruler as well, just to get this tower nice and straight, and then I'll show you how to bend the walking area around from the lighthouse. I went up in Leesell Lighthouse. I don't know if you still can. In the Wirral. It's the oldest lighthouse, I think, in the United Kingdom. If you ever get the chance, it's really worth going. Okay, so I'll come back in a few minutes and then we'll make a start. Just want to show you something on this one if you are doing the cobble type stones. It might be worth staying away from them, but I'll show you why in a minute. It might be worth doing part brick and part where the renovations come away, the paint's come away. Because if you don't get this right, it'll just look very, very not right. A bit of out of sync. If you look at this structure here, okay, see this part, it goes this way, okay, it goes that way. I've exaggerated a bit so you can see. But as you go down, okay, it'll end up about in the middle, it'll end up about straight like this. But as you get to the bottom, look, it curves the other way. You wouldn't notice that unless you had an eye for it. The best way to start that is in the centre, line there, and so forth. I'll have a go at this one. I've not tried this before. As I always say, I'd never fudge it. I'll learn along with you a lot of the time, and that's the way you'll be. It's very authentic. You'll get a lot of good tips. So I am going to use my ruler for this. I'm going to do a very faint line at first, just because the bottom of the lighthouse would have a bend to it. Okay, I need that to be a bit wider because they're quite bulky at the bottom, obviously. You get people, and they lived in them, didn't they? What stairs to keep climbing. If I look at that, let's have a look. I'm just going to measure this actually. What about there? I want to take that up to the top. One there. Let's give it another check again. I think it just needs to go over a little bit more. Not got my glasses. So then down. And then I go on this side. Now I'm just going to stand up. Actually, I'll just hold it up straight. That's okay. If you stand away from it, just have a quick look to make sure it does look in proportion. So now I'm just going to change the base of this into a curve to centre. So get some clean putty on the end of that. A bit dirty. We don't need that line now. Take that away. When we get to here, I'm going to take it up a little bit more. Go on that side. And then I'm going to bring this, if you put a rim and just come back on yourself slightly. Okay, I'm just going to give that a double line. That's sad, I just realised I'm using the wrong pencil, you know. Thought it was hard then to get a faint line. I was using a 3B. There. So you can see how that's sort of got that natural bend in it now. And then we'll take it up again. One more. I'm going to put another one of those little spot checks so they can walk around. The metal and little cage. If we put a little cage on this now where it would come to the end. And again. And then we could have the little top on where the white is. Comes out. So I've got no details on this as yet. So I'm just going to do the base of it first. I'm going to add a little living accommodation. Move it a little bit higher. And remember when I said if it's face on, just do it straight. You don't need to put it on a wonk. Again there. Straight again. And then it's your roof that goes on a slant. Find your centre. Slant again. And bring that down. And then your roof would come just... I'm going to put a bit of a dip to give it some character in my roof. It's going to be old. And this roof would come over to there. I'm not rubbing no lines out yet because I want you to be able to see what I'm actually doing. That would be about there. Just going to lift that roof up a little bit on one side, and then I'm going to add a structure in here. That's where you bring your roof on its side. I've just about got enough room there. And then all you need to do here is create your landscape. Now because we're on the rocks, I'm going to make it a little bit uneven there. And then we don't need these lines. Dirty. Won't come off. But it's okay because we'll put some shading in there. That's because I used a B pencil. Remember when I always said don't use a B because you'll never get your marks off? It's a good example. Don't use a B when you're trying to sketch it out. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to neaten some of these areas and then we'll come back and we'll start adding some detail to this. Put that line back in. We'll come back, we'll put the windows, the roof, put some shading in, we'll put the metal bars on there, and I'm not going to do the boat here, but you can add your boat in there. So you should have your structure in place now. I've started to refine some of the lines on there so you can see them more clearly. I've added the bars, which is quite, it's not hard to do. Just like we said, each week, start at the centre, work your way out. Just measure it slightly with a pencil first before you put it in. And curves, like I said, just keep them going that way. Slightly on an angle, slightly bent there. I'm going to show you now on this one. I'm just going to put one in so you can see. So slightly on an angle, bring that round in itself. And there we go. If you're going to be able to walk around it, you need it to come out. And then you just put your bars in. So I'm going to centre this one on each side. Okay. And then here I'm going to show you what I mentioned before about the bricks, how they tend to curve and then they change halfway. So if you find approximately your halfway line, I'm just going to gently put a line in there, just so we remember that when I get to this point I need to start bending the other way. What I'm also going to do is notice that should be on a curve there and it's not. But I don't know why I thought this out. So as you can see there, that wasn't really curved enough, so I've just slightly altered it, but having to rub it out, just made the line slightly larger. And these will get darkened as well, so it'll all come into place. So here I'm going to put in and I'm not going to do it dead straight because it's an old lighthouse. It's going to have movement in it. And then I'm just going to look where I am now. So 1, 2. It will go wide as it goes down. So I'm going to put one about there. And then come back on myself. So that worked then. And here is where it starts to go the other way. So I'm going to start there. And because some of that's going to be in the ground, that's why it's not as wide. And then I'm going to look again. Still have a bit of a bend that way. And then we're going to start stopping that there. So a little bit, I'm just going to take that one out. Move it up a little bit. Put those lines in. Like I said, you don't have to do all the bricks in there. I'm just going to show you this one. I'm not going to do them all because we'll be here till Christmas. But you need to alternate it. So if you've got your brick, just put some in there. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 bricks. Put some at the side there. You want your next one to come in between the brick there. Otherwise, your house or your lighthouse will fall down. You have to have a look when you get home how they knit together. Okay, so I'm going to carry on putting those in. I'm going to do some details on the windows. I want you to start thinking about your tones, your light and your shade, because that's what brings the 3D element to your piece. Think about where your details are going to go. Windows are always a nice one to put details in. And then I put my joining the house and to the lighthouse on a little bit of a wonk because I think it gives it character and shows that it's a little bit old as well. I'm going to bring some more shades in. Remember, wherever it joins, you'll get a natural darkness. Okay, you'll get a shadow off that building there. You'll get shadows here. I already put some in. Remember when it wouldn't rub out, would it? If you look at these dots here, it's another way of making marks, which you can do right through this. It's quite irritating, so make sure that there's no one in the room with you. It's called Pointillism. So each week you started to learn more and more of this mark making. Okay, we've got cross hatching. And remember, like I said before, you don't have to put all the bricks in. You can just literally leave marks and give it an appearance that there is bricks and structure there. The same as on this side as well. You can do a little bit more of the pointillism, again, if you wanted to. I'm going to carry on with this, and you carry on with yours. And this will probably take about, I'd say about 40 minutes, about 30-40 minutes. So we're coming towards the end of it now. You can see a little bit more progress has been made, details on the windows, and I've now got all the bricks in place on the lighthouse. It looks quite effective really. We've got a place there for the boat. To give an uneven type surface, a rocky type surface, if you use your pencil quite loosely and make the ups and down movement with your pencil and then back again, without trying too hard, it will quite easily look like an uneven surface. And this could be coming out onto the water's edge, it could be coming this way, and then you could put your little boat there if you wanted to. And in the distance, you know, cause it could be that it's on an island, you could have the sea behind you as well. I'm going to turn that around to make sure I just get that quite level. add a little simple seagull, an M, and then just put a little face on there on the end. So we'll need now to add more detail and more tonage. So we need to get that light and dark like we've got here. Okay, we need more of that. So if I get a, oh well that's too dark yet, but we'll go for it. I'm going to darken the windows. And you'll just see how it comes back to life a little bit. Now I'm going to go around this one window just to show you. So I've filled that in with a 5B. I could go dark with that, I've not pressed very, very hard. I want to use the H now. Remember the fingers right at the end, right towards the tip of your pencil so you can control it. And then with that H then you can refine the end. Just come back in on it. If you try to refine with a 5B, you're not going to be able to do it. You're going to have difficulty because it's going to put a lot of lead on your paper, and the minute you touch it, it's going to smudge. So use it in the centre and then get clever. Learn all these little tricks. Get a fine pencil there, fine H. Or an F. Even. Get that control. To the fingers to the end. Toward the paper end, not that end. Or the tip, should I say. And I'm going to go around the window. It's a good job it's light, because right now I'm in an 18th century, very old building, which is next to a graveyard, next to a Quaker church. But I'm fine. It's a lovely place to be quite honest. A long day though today. Now I'm going to do the same on these other windows, and then we'll come back and, oh, let me just, 1 minute, I just noticed something. This here, the chimney, I'm just going to emphasise that a little bit more. Because it's on, you can't see the angle very much there. I'm just going to emphasise that, because you want the angle of the chimney there to look like it's square. That's better. And then that again, the light source is coming in this way, cast a shadow onto it. And then on the house itself, on the roof, again it's a very old lighthouse. I'm going to put the appearance of, every now and again, it looks like we've got slate on there. So if I spend some time on this now, probably only need, say, another 15-20 minutes or so. We'll come back, we'll have a look. You carry on with yours, remember to get them tones in, that mark making in there. Keep stepping away and having a look. And we'll see where we get. So last bit I'm going to show you, because this is the type of thing you could just go on and on and on. You could keep finding things that you need to add to. I'm going to show you how to just bring some shading in on this ground in the foreground. So just put your fingers to the end of the pencil so it's nice and loose. This is a 5B. So all you need to do, the flat part, not the point, so I'm not controlling that, I'm giving it a guide, but I'm just letting it the more you sort of bring it up and put them angles on, that will appear for it to be a bump, crevice in the ground. Bring some shading. I'm bringing my fingers back up here again now. I'm just putting that control back again. And again here, if you want to add it in the rocks, just if you think about rocks when you're standing on them, how they move, and then you'll see another one on top, and then you'll get that crevice underneath. So that's where you want it darker. Don't think too much about it. So if you can't see me in front of you. As you can see there, that'll give that rocky appearance. I think I'm going to stop there. See the sea in the background, a little seagull having a look. We'll put the details here, the size of the house, the little cobbles, sort of stone that goes in, little details, little chimney. Can't wait to see yours. I hope you put the boat on to show me that you still remember how you can do it. See you soon. Thanks for joining. Bye bye.